Hello, Basement Movie Room, and we're back with the beginning, although I regret it, of the Gerard Butler trilogy, or Jerry Butler as I like to call him. So, we watched Hansel and Gretel, no, not Hansel and Gretel, Beowulf and Grendel. Sorry, bad joke.
There it is.
Bad joke, yeah.
Pretty much the same deal, though.
Yeah, what does it matter? It doesn't matter, because Beowulf and Grendel is a terrible, terrible movie. Now, this is early in Jerry's career. So we're looking at 2000, what do we say, 5? 4?
Yeah.
Somewhere in there? 4, maybe?
Yeah, before 300.
It was, before 300. A year before 300.
Before Timeline.
After Timeline.
Or after Timeline.
It was after Timeline, but he
was
wasn't
a small character.
It was smaller in Timeline.
Okay.
So Timeline's also not great. So
it's not, it really isn't.
Yeah. So, this is the story of Beowulf. It's another interpretation. I mean, at this point, we've had 13th Warrior before this, and then we have Beowulf after this. Excuse me. So, this one is a little weird because Beowulf is, his character's correct. He's a Geat. He's from Geatland. He's not Danish, but we have Hrothgar, So Hrothgar is having trouble with Grendel, who in this movie is a troll, is what they call him in this movie.
Yeah.
He's more just a hairy, muscular guy. Yeah. I mean, it's really weird.
Huge guy.
Yeah. I ultimately, we don't have a Grendel in like the 13th Warrior. We have more like a group that kind of substitutes for him. And then Grendel in Beowulf, the Zemeckis film, is more like a monster, which is what I took him as when I read the poem in high school or whatever. We read it. So, I mean, in this one they took a weird take, to be honest, on Grendel. It's just a big hairy guy that they called a troll. But Hrothgar kills his father, and that's why he's wanting revenge. We didn't get really into that backstory in 13th Warrior or anything like that. Now, I'm going to reference 13th Warrior because I just want to talk about that, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, we even have a shared cast here with Tony Curran being in 13th Warrior and this movie.
Yeah. Skarsgård was supposed to be cast as Bullseye.
Yeah, which I was okay because I really loved the guy who played Bullseye in the 13th Warrior.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and that may be a sign of how bad this movie is, that we're probably going to talk a lot about 13th Warrior in this review, which is also not a great movie, but we both love it because we saw it in the theater in like 99 when it was there, together, in fact. I'm pretty sure you were there when I saw it.
Yeah. It was a nice interpretation of the story.
Michael Crichton wrote a book, Eaters of the Dead, and made 13th Warrior as a movie, which he clearly just stole Beowulf as a story. Because Bullseye is essentially just a play on Beowulf. No, let's go back to Beowulf and Grendel.
Beowulf, Grendel.
Sorry, it's hard.
Yeah, it's
Gerard Butler.
Very blah.
Yeah.
Movie.
Gerard Butler plays Beowulf.
Very.
As I said, he's a Geat. He comes to help Hrothgar. He hears that Hrothgar needs help, which Hrothgar is played by Stellan Skarsgård, or Stellar Skateboard, as you may know him as. That's a HD TGM reference, which you may not even get that. How did this get made? They call him Stellar Skateboard in that from a review they did some years ago.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Makes sense. So he plays Hrothgar. He killed Grendel's father at some point in the past. Grendel grew up and is wanting to take revenge on Hrothgar's people. He only wants to kill Danes. He doesn't really care about Beowulf in this movie. He doesn't care. He doesn't want to kill them. And Beowulf's just there to help, basically. But Beowulf is actually sympathetic to Grendel for the most part in this movie. But the problem with this movie, and I don't need to explain the plot, to be honest, because everybody knows Beowulf. Beowulf come to Hrothgar Kingdom. Beowulf fight Grendel. Beowulf fight Grendel mom. Beowulf win. That's the plot of Beowulf. It's not complicated. It's a great story ultimately, but
wasn't even that this movie wasn't really even that.
This movie doesn't really follow the story that well. If you want the best following of the story, you look at Beowulf, the animated from Zemeckis. If you want what I think is probably the best adaptation of it, you look at 13th Warrior. You don't look to this one. Don't watch this one for Beowulf.
No, I wouldn't recommend it.
No. It's not
I would
reputable.
say the casting director did awesome.
Casting was great.
Holy crap!
We have Gerard Butler, stellar skateboard, Stellan Skarsgård. Roy McCann, the Hound from Game of Thrones, before he was in Game of Thrones. That's what's Game of Thrones? 2010, so 6 years before.
Yep.
And I love Roy McCann. He doesn't really have much to do in this movie. He's just kind of background.
The one guy that was in
Tony Kern.
13th Warrior.
Tony Kern was in 13th Warrior. He was also in Underworld.
Yeah.
He was in Underworld films. Played the main bad in Underworld 1, I think.
The Blade movies, I think.
Yeah, he may have been.
Yeah.
Tony Kern's a fantastic Irish. I believe he's Irish actor. He's really good in everything he's in. And he's good in this. I mean, there's not a lot of material to work with, to be honest, in this, because, man, it was trying to put me to sleep real bad. Because it's slow. It's so slow. It's slow and plodding. But every time they ride a horse in this movie, I laugh. Because the horses are tiny. They seem like ponies. I wanted to... I say bye-bye little Sebastian in the middle of it, because I was thinking of little Sebastian from Parks and Recreation, because the horses are that small. Okay, they're not that small. Yeah, but they're more like medium-sized. Yeah. They're medium-sized horses, maybe ponies. I don't know. But they look so small and it looks so goofy anytime.
I think they were trying to be like a period piece.
Yeah, maybe that fits the period. I don't know.
The period, but, I mean, they were trying to be, like, more true to the story.
Maybe.
But it didn't work.
It didn't work. It just looks stupid.
It was so drawn out and boring. One of the most boring movies I've ever seen. Yeah.
And it's like, they go after Grendel in his cave, and Tony Curran's character, which is like Hunsu, or I don't remember his name.
Yeah.
He destroys Grendel's father's skull, and now Grendel has a grudge against Beowulf's people. So it's like, all this is really, really terrible, to be honest. The writing is pretty stilted. I mean, we're talking like Spartan is better than this at this point, you know. Yeah. Spartan's pretty stilted, but this is pretty stilted. Butler does his best with the material. I mean, I love Butler. I'll watch anything he's in, but this was bad.
There's a couple scenes between Butler and Skarsgård that is really, like, pretty genuine and good.
They're both good actors.
Yeah.
So those are the best scenes.
The best scenes, but it's so drawn out.
Yeah.
This whole movie is just like, it could have been 20 minutes.
Oh, I give it 40. Come on, you got to give it some. We have Sarah Polley as well in this.
Oh, yeah.
And just, I mean, everybody else has got accents. Sarah Polley's just using a regular American accent.
Dyed red
Super red hair. So her hair is red naturally, but I'm pretty sure it's dyed even further red.
Yeah.
Then we have 2 sex scenes in the movie that are like back to back, literally. One's essentially a rape scene, I guess, because Grendel rapes Sarah Polley in it. I mean, and then Beowulf has sex with Sarah Polley, which it was very awkward because they're both fully clothed scenes. So, yeah. It's very weird. The movie is slow. I fell asleep a couple times watching it. It was hard to get through. I think it's, hour and 43 minutes, and it felt like 4 hours. It felt like Justice League length, to be honest.
Bad.
Yeah, it's not great. It's not great at all. I'll watch anything Gerard Butler's in, because I love his movies for some reason. They're fantastic, especially like the Fallen trilogy, and even his romantic comedies like P.S. I Love You, and then P.S. I Love You wasn't really a comedy, I guess, but there was the other one with Katherine Heigl. I can't remember the name of that.
The Dresses. No,
27 Dresses was a different one.
Heigl.
But there's one with Heigl in it that's actually pretty funny.
Maybe we'll do this.
We won't.
No, probably not. Yeah, but
but Gerard Butler, this was early in his career, so you can forgive him for that. Stellan Skarsgård, I don't know what he's doing. He's done much better. Great casting, sure. Great casting.
Yeah.
But Stellan Skarsgård knew better at this point. He knew better than to do this, because he'd been in like Insomnia in his home country. Yeah, but at least it was nice to have those actors in there because they do lift up the material a little bit. Not that
Paycheck.
much, though. It's a paycheck. Score was non-existent in this movie, so I don't think we
Score
need that.
is, yeah.
There's some drums occasionally,
no
but there's
score.
no score.
No score.
I mean, there's music, but I feel like it may have been like pulled off the internet somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nothing.
it was
Nothing.
mainly terrible. Yeah, overall, this is not a good movie. I do not recommend you watch it. What is your rating? Because mine's not going to be high.
Boy, I gotta give this like a 1.9.
What? That's better than I expected because I'm at a 1. I mean, Jerry Butler
I give it a 1.9 because of the casting.
Yeah, I'd give it a 1 just because Gerard Butler's in it.
There's some good moments between the actors themselves.
Yeah.
Other than
There
that,
is.
the movie is just
Yeah, and I think I'm rating this behind Attack of the Clones at this point in our reviews, which, yeah, it actually deserves that. I'm going to be honest. It deserves that. It deserves to be behind Attack of the Clones. Yeah. It's bad. Don't watch it. It is free on Prime if you want to watch it, but he had tried to watch 20 minutes of it at some point and stopped it, and I was like, let's just power through it. And I'm like, yeah, it wasn't worth that powering through. We should have stopped at 20 minutes.
Yeah, Gerard Butler.
Jerry
Trilogy.
Butler.
Here we go.
The Butler trilogy. I don't know what we're doing next. We're going to figure that out.
It's going to be better than this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be better than this one because all of his movies are better than this one, I think. All right.
So,
that's all I got. You got anything else?
No. God, no.
Yeah, no, it's terrible.
Yeah. Well,
see ya.
later.